here. Let's jump back at that side, at that corner. Some people can come to this angle. There's 6 space there. Let's go. Behind and beside someone. Behind and beside someone. Stretch your hand again to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Now, make sure you're beside someone and also behind someone. Let's program. Squats. Up. 1, 2, up. Ready? Come on. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, up. 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 1, 2, stop. We're on 5. Hey. 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, up. 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 Again. Ready? 6. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go! 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. Well done. Well done. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, up. 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 Well done. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. This time around, the last round, I want us to clap with it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, clap. Now that. 1, 2, clap. Let's go. 1, 2, clap. 1, 2, clap. Well done. 1, 2, clap. Now that. 1, 2, clap. Let's go. Well done. Cool down, everybody. Welcome to Tabata. Our cool down program again. Here we go. Is this? 4, just swings. 3, 2, 1, go. Round 1. 3, 2, 1, again. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Well done. Well done. 3, 2, 1, again. Let's face this side. Let's face this side. Come on. 3, 2, 1, upward. Well done. Well done, people. Almost done. Well done. Let's sit down again. We just cool down, cool down, cool down. Well done. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Last round. Last round. 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Relax. Well done, people. Well done. It's a battle. Are you ready? Your right side first. Right side. Let's go. Right side. Come on. Let's go. Well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side. Come on, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Well done. Stop. Right side again. Your right, my left. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go! No regret. I forgive everyone you see. Oh, I believe. Other side again. Come on. Halfway there. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Your right, my left. Almost done. Literally our last program. 2, 1, go! Now pick a partner while we are wrapping up. Pick a partner. 3, 2, 1, stop. Pick a partner. All I want from you is jumping. Then we count. I need to hear that count. The count is what will determine if we will continue or we stop. So what I want is 1, 2, 3. We are supposed to stop at 8. If I don't hear your count, we will start again. If I don't hear your count, we will start again. So meaning, let's start bouncing, let's start bouncing. Come on, bounce, 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 bounce. Keep bouncing. When I say 1, I want you to jump 1 and also shout 1. Face me, face me, face me. Leave your partner for now. Face me. I'm ready. 1. I hear you. Let's go 2. 1, 2. Keep bouncing. Keep bouncing. 3. 1, 2, 3. I can't hear you over there. Let's go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Louder, come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't hear you enough. It's looking like we'll start again. Let's go 6. 1, 2, louder. 4, 5, 6. Let's go 7 now. 2 more. Let's go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one now. Last one now. Last one now. Let's go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well done, well done, well done. Now hold your partner, hold your partner. But the goal is, that's why my program is jumping jacks. Once I say jacks, we keep jacksing. Now you pay attention to me because I will aim for the floor. Once I touch the floor, I need you to also try to touch the floor. The first person that touches the floor will give the other partner a workout. So now everybody should think about the workout. So think about the workout. Think about the workout. Did you all get what I said? So we start. Let's say my program is ID. We do ID. So we do ID. Still spread out. Spread out. That comes over there. Spread out. So we do ID, for instance. But you need to pay attention to me because I will aim for the ground. So once I touch the ground, you should also touch the ground. The first person that should touch the ground will give you that proper workout. I'm ready now. Come on. My program is talking on the spot. Come on. Remember, you need to pay attention to me. I am aiming for the ground. Once I touch the ground, you should also touch the ground. The first person that touch the ground, give the other partner a workout. Pay attention, let's go. Come on. Come on. Almost there. Now give your partner a workout. Give your partner a workout. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 1, stop. Again. Press your partner. Why pay attention to me? We are repeating the same again. Now our program this time around is jumping jacks. Meaning, if you are going to give your partner a workout, I don't want to see jumping jacks. Ready? Come on. 3, 2, 1, let's start. Just attention to me. Dance. Go. Come on. Dance. Almost there.
All right, that was it on aerobics today. Keeping fit. We have had a wonderful workout session at Circle Lounge, and we are taking you back to the studio with TD and Ajibike.
Hello, beautiful people in the state of Osho, in Nigeria, and of course in the whole wide world, wherever it is that you are watching us from. You are tuned into Western Spring Television 190 DTT on StarTime, and it is a new month. It is. Come on, wherever it is that you're watching me from, I want to wish you a merry new month. Welcome to February. Ajijolaoluwa-Ola.
It was just it felt like some moments ago that we had this and we're shouting Happy New Year here and there. And now it's February, the very first day in February.
Yeah.
I'm super delighted.
How was your January?
Well, January was, well, in some quarters, people would say January is always long.
Okay.
But this January actually came, it was really fast. I really need to admit that it was fast. But then January was good. For me, it was actually.
Yeah, and for me,
I hope it was for you too.
And for me, January is my birthday month, and you know, it felt good. And in as much as a lot of people have something to say about January being a long month, you have to plan like but still, you can't start your year without a January. So you can't start your year without the likes of us, and that is what we are all about, you know, here at Western Spring Television 190 DTT, the station that says it as it is. And I want to say a very big thank you for all of you for keeping up with us on all our social media platforms, from those of you on X, those on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you know, thanks for following up on us. And remember, you can still keep up with us at Western Spring Television, and we're going to be in your faces with our amazing content. My name is Ajibike Anjorin Ojo.
And I need to say a very delightful morning to you, Devil. I thank you for always keeping face with us on Spring Delight on Western Spring Television. I am Temitope Ajijolaoluwa-Ola.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time watching the aerobic session there with us. This is where we let you to exercise there at the comfort of your home. Trust me, working out might not come easy, but eventually it is actually worth it. And the best way to take care of your body is by burning out those calories. So don't miss our aerobic session. And next on the line, we have our Today in History and our celebrity birthdays. So if probably you've had your birthday like in the course of the week, which I think I'm one of them. Yeah, celebrity birthday. Yeah. So if you've had your birthday in the course of the week, from our stables, we are definitely wishing you a merry happy birthday. And of course, we have our Today in History.
Yes, we have Today in History. We will tell you what has happened on a day like this in years past. That's what you need to do. You need to know your history as well. It's very, very important.
Of course. And on Spring Delight, we have lots more for you. You know, you can't wait to see the kind of guests that will bring for you in this particular week like this. You just have to keep your fingers crossed to stay glued on what guests are coming on board today. And don't forget the spring facts. And we have our jam-packed loads as it is week in, week out. But now we're going to go for Today in History and celebrity birthdays. And when we come back, we're going to have our guest well seated.
And you don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Welcome back. The program is Spring Delight on Western Spring Television 190 DTT. And, you know, they're taking you through the world of Today in History and our celebrity birthday. So, yeah, I'm wishing myself a happy birthday in... that is in arrears, right? Yeah. And so whoever it is that had their birthday in the course of the week, from our staples here, we are wishing you a merry, happy birthday. And do not forget, we are still wishing you a happy new month. Ajijola, let's talk about self-esteem.
Yeah. But I feel that as much as people come out there as, you know, they portray themselves as having it all figured out, you know, together. People, you find that when they share some things with you, you'll be shocked that some people that you've perceived as having the perfect, you know, high esteem and all that, they have a particular part of them where they feel, you know, or feel low or feel less of themselves. Definitely. Sometimes you see people who are not comfortable in their skin. You see people who are not comfortable with the shape of their nose or
a part of their body.
And then you just wonder, I love the way you look. And they say, no, I'm not comfortable with us. And you just find that everywhere you turn to, everywhere in the society now, something is just giving a particular person self-esteem. And I think that's why we have our guests in the house today. We really need to talk about it.
Definitely, we really need to talk about low self-esteem epidemic, you know, which is very rampant these days, just like Ajijolaoluwa has rightly said. And today we have well seated our very own guest, Mrs. Kende Idowu. She is a counselor, she is a script writer and the creative director of, now this is where I need to be corrected.
Cade Production.
Mrs. Kende Idowu, good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Cade Productions.
Okay.
Tell us about Cade.
Yeah, Cade is just like a production company, into media, also into advertising, and also script, like TV, screenwriting, script writing, script production. And yeah,
all put together. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the low self-esteem epidemic. What are the factors that surround low self-esteem, and why do people have them?
I think first we need to understand, just like you said, about people you think are put together,
all
figured out. So we need to understand that we're all in a constant state of self-evaluation. So nobody can say, oh yeah, because unless if you say, I don't want to change, I don't want to grow, then you can say, oh yeah, I'm set in my ways. So self-esteem, low self-esteem, is just the perception we have of ourselves, or how we feel about ourselves, or the impression we have of ourselves. So sometimes you can also equate it to confidence or low self-worth, or you can equate it to worthlessness or hopelessness. So a lot of times when people take validation from others and feel like, okay, they can only be okay when they get validation from others. The same way you get validation from others, you can also get devaluation from others, because when you're looking at people, other people to say, okay, yeah, you've done a good job, and then you feel good. But what about other days where someone says, no, you've done a rubbish job, and then you don't feel okay? Which shouldn't be the determinants. You know, when you begin to take, maybe for instance, if somebody goes for an interview and you get rejected on a job, and second time you get rejected on a job, and you start taking that as a marker for your confidence or your esteem, then you're going to be damaging your self-esteem, because you're taking a validation from that to think, okay, yeah, that's a marker for who I am. So that's where the problem is.
How do people get to the level whereby you need validation from others, though? Because I don't think it just comes just like that. Because I mean, a lot of people, especially the part, not even this part of maybe job rejection or this looking good, your appearance, you know, the way you talk,
and that does have a huge role.
In, so how do people get to that level? Because you see a vibrant woman, for example, you know, maybe when growing up, she used to be all pretty, all put together, you know. She has this self-confidence when she leaves her father's house. But all of a sudden, the marriage sets in. You know, and automatically something just changes about her. Then she's needing validation. How do people get to that level?
I think before I go into that, I think more like that is like, if you call it consequences or the causes or whatever it is, we look at it this way. Some people, they get their confidence from external factors. If you look, I'm giving the example you gave about a woman coming out looking, and then something changes all that. But you look at it that, okay, some people get their confidence from external factors other than themselves. For instance, it could be a rank, it could be a certain position, it could be like the size of house they have, or the size of car they drive, or the amount of money in their bank account. Some people get their validation from that. I mean, there's confidence from that. But authentic self-confidence or authentic confidence comes from the understanding that we have of ourselves, of who we are at the core. That is when authentic confidence comes from. So if you don't have that, so you get your validation, I mean, your confidence from things external factors, or you get things from the type of car, or the type of or the type of dress, you know how it is that people, and then you get something that triggers because you don't get that understanding of yourself. Because what you have is more like the confidence that you have is what you can understand some people when you come across some people and then maybe there are people fighting and you say you don't know who I am. So that points to the fact that people who have put their confidence in things are not knowing themselves at the core. So taking your question back, that why do people get to that stage? It's just the beliefs, the limiting, more like limiting beliefs that you have. Take it or leave it, are past. It interacts or it impacts even our present. Well, the good thing is the present, more like the saying that the past is a lesson and the present is a gift. So you might not be able to change your past, but you have the gifts you have now to change whatever it is. So the lessons that you can draw from the past. So whatever happens, your past play a role in your present. So one thing about is you could have things in childhood, maybe childhood memories or experiences that has come to impact, that you experience. And then you realize, oh, I've forgotten the past. When you take it still comes back in a way that maybe a certain situation might trigger it. That it just takes you back.
Well, let me just hold you right there. I'm going to ask you what role social media plays. But before I get to that, I want to go back to Ajib's question, more like expatiating on that. She's talked about a good self-esteem before you get married, right? And sometimes when you get married, because of the toll of responsibilities from marriage, a woman who has always been, she looks good, she smells good, all of that, because she has money to herself and there is no other responsibility and all of that. But then marriage sets in, and then she begins to feel that she's depreciating, in her looks and the way she smells and feels good. All of this, take it or leave it, it actually boosts a woman's morale. It boosts your appearance. It boosts your showing out there. So in all of this, do you not really think that in itself really does bring down a woman's self-esteem? It works in our psychology as well.
Yes,
and
mentally.
Before you know it, it begins to really draw you down. You begin to look shrunken. You begin to look older. You begin to feel older. And apart from that, apart from the financial aspect, you know that when a woman has a baby, something about her body changes. And she does not understand her body. And then when you now have someone out there compounding your issues, how do you deal with that?
I think it depends on what triggers people. Maybe I might give an example later. So it depends, because some people, it might not be, maybe that person, if you look deep down, if the person can be reflective, you'll find out that probably body image is something that she takes seriously, that is really important to her. Because it could be, somebody might say, oh, your hair is bad. That might not trigger anything, a reaction, an emotional reaction in that person. It could be something that she has in the past that is really, for example, somebody said, okay, I have a problem with control. So he said, it was a question somebody asked and said, why do you have a problem with control? And he said he had to go back to reflect. And he found out that, okay, I think when he was a child, he hated the fact that the parents had so much control over him.
Yes.
And he couldn't, because he affected him, because they said they had to go somewhere. But because the parents felt out of fear, they said, don't go because you might fall into maybe they were going for a swimming activity with his mates in school. And then the parents, he has to get permission from the parents to sign to say, do you allow your child to go for this? And he said when the parents, he got to the parents and they were like, no, you're not going. So he felt like, wow, that because again in school, he was somebody who has a reputation to say, you know what, a popular guy, the parents is not allowing you to go. What is happening? So he felt like, you know what, from henceforth, he hated the fact that when I grow up, I'm going to leave the house. When I become 18 or when I'm going to leave the house. So he felt that the control the parent had over him, the fact that he affected things that he could do and things that he couldn't do. So when it gets to a point in time that, okay, do this, and then it restricts, the person you know, it triggers that emotional response, and it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So why do you have a problem with self-control? And it's past, which is what the parent did to him. Had a play. So maybe if you ask the person, the cause might be the fact that maybe self-image, or like the fact that maybe body shaming or it might be an issue. So which is why that will trigger an emotional response at that point in time. She will say that I don't feel good, or will say, okay, no, for me, I love to look good. I think maybe as a child I've been bullied, or I have somebody made fun of my, maybe somebody who's really, it could be a guardian, it could be somebody that you take seriously.
It's really important.
It's really important in your life. It could be parents, it could be guardian, or it could be spouse, you know, but mostly from childhood, you have beliefs that, you know, limiting beliefs that you have believed. For instance, people cannot operate outside their frame of reference, in the sense that what is true is that this is what I grew up with. I don't know anything other than this.
Yes.
For instance, you look at somebody who's like maybe an area boy, for instance. This is what he has known. This is his truth. This is his reality.
Yeah.
He cannot know anything other than you know, this deep voice, and you know, because this is his frame of reference. He cannot. I don't know how to be good, because this is what I've always known.
His world has always revolved around that.
Around that, because he has not known any other world apart from that.
Yeah.
So this is what. So you cannot operate outside that unless something takes you out of that, and then you begin to change or to evolve or grow, and then okay, this is present a different. You know, view, a different opportunity for this person. That's when you begin to say, oh, there is another world out there, but this is what is always known. So as a child, this is what you have always known. You cannot operate outside your frame of reference. So for instance, that's why sometimes when people marry, there's always a friction, because you said you are grating each other because this person came from a different family and this person came from a different family, coming together because you believe this is what is right. This person believes this is right. How come? Why would you believe what you believe is right and what the other person believes is wrong? So that's where there is always an issue, in the sense that the beliefs we have play a part in how we react, how we feel about ourselves, and how the impression we have of ourselves.
Now, I want to ask you, it has come from different quarters over the years that social media does have a great role to play, you know, in affecting people's self-esteem. And now,
like mental health is just one part of it. Mental health, in the sense that you know, you have disorder, you have you know, all of this anxiety, fear,
anger issues, and the
depression,
likes of it.
Even suicide. You have suicidal thoughts, which is self-destructive, is also another. You have self-destructive behaviors, maybe substance abuse, you have alcohol abuse, you even have people who are sexual, you know, all of that. And then you have academically, professionally affects you if you have low self-esteem. Because you can't, even relationship-wise, they affect, because they cannot connect to someone. Just like I said, that or authentic
validation,
confidence comes from your understanding of who we are at the core. So if you don't understand yourself at the core, there's no how, because you cannot even understand. How can you connect with someone? So that's why you have many, some females, like ladies, relationship issues, because they are not able to connect to someone. Because the person not because the person doesn't like you. The person likes you, meet you on, because if the person doesn't like you, will not approach you. And then the person comes and found out, you know what, I can't connect. They might not be able to, you know, it's something intangible. You cannot quantify it or say this is it. It's invisible. But then they find out, they might not be able to say it or say, I cannot connect with this person. But they will see you as, they will see you as like, you're not real, you're not authentic, because they cannot connect with you, because you have not been able to even understand yourself at the core. So a lot of females, they'll say the guy is bad, this is the issue. Because sometimes I want to like mentor like a young girl, please look at it. Stop chasing, just find yourself first. Before you find yourself first, find out who you are at the core. Are you know, that's the values. You know, self-esteem is just like one, there are numerous facets of self. Self-esteem is just one of it.
I know.
You have self-concept, you have self-knowledge, self-awareness, self-worth, self-belief. So, but the bedrock, which is like the foundation, is self-esteem. If you don't deal with that, you cannot move forward in life because it restricts your progress. Wow. Even at interview, you're afraid of going for interviews. Professionally, academically, it affects your studies. It affects your for instance, we say work in this place or do this. You find challenge. You find it intimidating because you're not ready to take risk. So these are things that, I mean, so many things in life is all more like the bedrock of it is self-esteem.
I'm going to ask you, just on a lighter note, should we be pegging all of this as low self-esteem? I mean, when you question how your life used to be, or you could have found yourself early enough, and you know that these are the things that you give to yourself, but some factors are already bringing that down, and that's why you're questioning them, and that's why sometimes you just retreat into a particular shell. And there are other people who are introverts. They don't really exactly express themselves. They don't even know how to because that is just them. It's just their nature. Some people still see this.
I think it's not to give to label people to say, okay, when you're an introvert, then that is low self-esteem. So it's not to give people a label, because you also know it within yourself, because nobody, at the end of the day, nobody can change you. You're the one who has to make that decision to say, you know what, I find, because just like I said, that everybody is in a constant state of self-evaluation.
Yes.
So you come across a certain situation that takes you back and you say, you know what, I was surprised at my reaction at that particular time, which is like, something in the past that's triggered that. So when I look at it, that when you look at it, that to say, you know what, I don't have a problem with a self-esteem issue, because some people will say that's not a self-esteem issue, because you've been able to deal with self-esteem, you know yourself at the core. But when you look at self-concept, if you don't have like self-concept, meaning you have not seen yourself beyond like what you want to be, or maybe an idealized vision of yourself. So you might not be able to set goals to know what I want to be in future. This is what I want to be. This is who I want to be in future. So that is also a factor that can hold you back. So it might not be a self-esteem issue, but maybe a self-concept issue, meaning you have not seen yourself in a particular place or in the future to say, this is the vision I have of myself. So maybe I don't know if that answers your question about, okay, so it's not to label people and say, because you might look at somebody and say, he has because by nature, I'm also like an introvert. But of course, you look at communication skills, you look at maybe in terms of communication, or I don't have a low self-esteem issue, or I don't have this kind of issue, but I'm more reserved. So it doesn't mean, okay, she has a low self-esteem. So it's not to label, because everybody's, personality different. They're different. So it doesn't mean somebody who is a happy, because you look at, even when you see someone who's like, I won't say somebody who's like a talkative, or because you look at different scenarios. It's just, you cannot say, okay, yes, because this person is a talkative or is trying to mask something. So everybody is just to give everybody a level of grace, or more like an unconditional positive regard. When you have that, or empathy, to say, you know what, people are not really out to be bad. People are not really out to hurt you. But they're also a victim of their past. Because when you take it or leave it, hurting people hurts people. When you're hurt, you hurt people. You say things.
Yeah.
That's because it's coming from a place of hurt. So you don't know any other thing than, you also want people to be in that position. So
at the time.
It's for you to say, you know what, I know what this is. I cannot react, because you know a lot of people say, yes, this person made me angry. Or this person. So you have control over your own emotions. You don't have to react or to let people drag you down. You look at social media, for instance, where you see people bashing, celebrities, people bashing, and then some people will now go on and to react. You don't want to go to that. You don't want to, I mean, you look at recent.
You don't want to get to that level.
You don't want to get to that level. That, you know what, you know who you are. You don't have to take validation from people.
Wow.
To say, you know what, I need to express myself. I need to explain myself. This is the reason. No, that person is not saying the truth. This is it. You don't need all of that.
So ultimately, you don't find a need to defend yourself.
To defend yourself.
Wow.
You don't find any, unless if you are been taken to court.
Then you can explain yourself. This is beautiful. So we've spoken about the causes of low self-esteem. We've spoken about the consequences too. So now let's talk about overcoming low self-esteem. And I have a question here that said, what strategies can individuals use to build and maintain healthy self-esteem?
Okay. Just like I said earlier that we are self-governing and autonomous by nature. So you have to do it. Nobody can do it for you, unless you can go for counseling.
Okay.
That is another thing.
Does that work? Does that by chance work?
Yeah, obviously it does.
Okay.
It does work. So counseling is one, but you can govern yourself. If you are maybe like you need to reflect. Some people don't want to go to that dark place there because it's like the subconscious. You don't want to go into that dark place because you don't want to experience that. I'm not saying, okay, yeah, you have to go and relive
that moment again.
But what lessons can you take out from that experiences? That is you getting to know who you are at the core. Now, you know what? I went through that situation. What lessons can I draw from it? It's more like reflecting, a reflection. Reflect back. Because you cannot just, some people live life mindlessly. Some people want to grow. Or some people want to numb it by, taking maybe like substance or taking, alcohol or something like that.
To make it go away.
Make it go away. But you need to go back, retrace yourself, and challenge those limiting beliefs, the beliefs that made you who you are, that triggered that emotional reaction, that triggers that behavior, emotional behavior that you're exhibiting.
Yes.
You need to go back to challenge it. For instance, if a child, all the child has known is you're not good enough. As a child, or maybe this person could be a housemaid in somebody's house, say you're not good enough, you don't amount to anything. So this has limiting beliefs that this child begin to exhibit and say, you know what, I don't believe. So you need to challenge those beliefs and say, you know what, I am good enough, I'm worthy of love. So self-affirmations. So you can, I'm not saying, oh, yes, if you don't believe it, you have to know that you know what, and try to find out what value, your self-worth. What value do you have? Are you an honest person? Are you caring? These are values that you can say, you know what, I'm worthy. You have values that you can hold there to yourself. You know what, I'm a caring person, I'm an honest person, I'm a creative person. So things that that find out
it's embedded in you.
Embedded in you, that you can say, you know what, I'm worthy of love. This person, my parents were wrong, or they said you can't do this.
They were wrong.
They were wrong.
From that you said about, somebody, an important figure in your life, constantly putting you down by saying demeaning words to you and all of that. So how do our support systems, these people are support systems, our spouses, our parents, our siblings, or the educators out there. So how do they help you? How do they, ultimately come together to help you overcome low self-esteem?
Yeah, what they can do is, I think generally it's not just, it's generally everybody has a responsibility. I'm not saying they need to fix you. You have to fix yourself. There's nobody that can do that for you. For you. If you can't, nobody's going to drag you or say, even your parents cannot do that for you. You have to do it yourself. But what people can give you is empathy or unconditional positive regard. Or, just to give you that even, or make excuses for people. For instance, you say, okay, that person did, overlooked me, or that person did this. You can give, you'll say, okay, I understand. I'm not saying, okay, because you now, I mean, not to now make yourself feel superior or to say, yeah, I understand. You know how some people, that also, you know, there has to be a balance in all of this to overlook some things and say, you know what, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying, don't say it to the person. I say, I understand where the person can trigger. I say, what do you mean? You understand where? So you have to give people, make excuses for people, give them, you know, empathy or regard, positive regard. Okay. Not to say, you know, that's the only way people can, community can help. If you know that this person needs help or this person has told you, you know what, I'm working on my low self-esteem. Okay. So once you hear that, you need to give that person. So if some things, if they do some things, you need to, you know, like overlook and say, okay, yeah, I understand this, and then overlook it or give them just empathy. And not pity, not sympathy. You know, there's a difference. Empathy, meaning more like you understand this person and you don't take offense at things that they've done. You don't let that get to you. So these are ways to, you know, and even you look at even sometimes things that causes you know, low self-worth. It might not even be the childhood, or it could be trauma, it could be anything. It can also be even medical conditions or disability. So these are things that empathy, we need to be able to give people that empathy to let them grow. But at the end of the day, you have to feel good. You have to feel good about yourself, whether you have medical condition, whether you have, is not to feel self-pity or you know what, this is, you feel like people, you put yourself down, you know, on a lower pedestal and put people up, meaning you put yourself down and raise people up, thinking you cannot be equal with people. So I think that's where
okay,
yeah.
Are there known institutions, established institutions, you know, that help with people or that help people with low self-esteem? Are there known ones? And if there are, it may not be out there. Can you tell us?
I also can't sell people. So that's one. I can't sell people. But I mean, you can check online, Google, find out that people will say, if you need help this way, call this number and all of that. So those are, I mean, you will find institutions. It's what you're looking for, you'll find. If you're not looking for it or feel that, okay, this is, the first step is to reach out. Or first, try to do it yourself if you can't. And if you feel like, you know what, I still need help, because sometimes you might not want to go deep down into the unconscious. So they help you to ask questions that will lead, because even a counselor cannot fix you. Nobody has it. So they're gone at those days where they'll say, unless if it's like, oh, those ones, they'll say, okay, psycho, but you have to, because what they do is just to sit down and ask you questions that you might not be able to ask yourself, that leads you, because you find out that, okay, actually, I'm healed. Because they only ask the right questions, questions that will lead you to deeper questions that you might not be. They're just like a set of eyes or glasses. You are the one, and then you find out that you're the one who has governed yourself.
Wow. Right. Well, so what about religious organizations? Do they have, or do we know known ones who have this, you know, help for people with low self-esteem, like churches, mosques? You know, all of this.
Well, I think your faith helps in a way, whatever faith you believe in. Okay. In a way, because more like your faith-based. Because if you, I mean, I'm not the one to say, okay, this is this organization or the churches. I don't know what churches. You now have to find out what churches have been engaged in counseling. You see some online, you see people online that you see that, okay, I'm hearing stories. So you see that online, or you find out what churches, you know, give services like counseling after. You know, church is not really, I mean, you go to church, everybody is being pricked to. It's not like a response thing.
What are the statistics of the set of human beings that deal with, I mean, you are the counselor, you are the one that get to experience these things like day in, day out. What are the statistics of people that have come to you with low self-esteem, mental disorder, you know, all put together? Do you get,
some people don't actually
so they don't come with
low self-esteem.
They won't say, I have a low self-esteem.
From
that's like problem that I don't want to call it diagnosis.
Okay.
So we're only talking about, they won't come to you, they might just come and say, you know what, I have this challenge. When you dig deeper, and you find out, you know what,
have you had to deal with
you might know, you might not even tell them.
Do they come more as men or as women?
Wow.
Wow.
Both.
So do we have the ratio?
No, I won't give you that. I'm not going to give you that. But yeah, I mean, you have men, you have women.
But at what point should an individual start speaking out like, yes, I do have a problem? Ranging from the so-called low self-esteem to mental disorder and everything else. At what point should any human start to speak out?
Speak out. I think mostly mental health, because nobody, the one thing about the society is that people judge you.
And it's not even, and I don't think that is
like
even
a
fair.
culture. Sometimes it's a cultural thing that people don't want to, they won't speak up, because they will see like, okay, it's a weakness.
And a lot of people have lost their life in the process of keeping mum.
Yeah, because they will be like, no, I can't, I mean, or maybe just fix it, or get over it.
Society does
People
have a role to play in that.
They do.
They make you keep quiet about several things.
And
because they judge you, the castigation, the criticism, how would I put it now? All of these things just happen, that society just shapes and keeps you boxed, like such that you cannot even see.
Yes. So how can the society help in this aspect, whereby people don't feel judged, people don't feel afraid to come out to explain their plight? How can the society really help us in this aspect?
Well, I think people can more like I don't see any organization who has maybe like come out, or maybe like civil society that's come out to say, you know what, but you do have mental health society, civil society that's come forth to say, you know what, this speak up, this, I think there was a time the royal Prince Harry talked about mental health, which was like a good sign. You see people even in the top position who are passing through this, but the society needs to be more, just like I said, give people unconditional positive regard, or give people room to speak up, not to judge. I think the judgment is what people are scared of. Are scared of the judgment, or the fact that people take that, they label them, in the sense that once you've said that, or you come out, once you do certain things, you begin to, you're almost like regretting telling people, because they use that against you. Or some use it for gossip and stuff. So you need to get somebody you trust. So whether or not you can trust the system is a different ballgame. So whether or not you can trust the government, or you can trust, that's a different ballgame. So it's more like, this is you, your personal.
Yourself.
Exactly. So the world, I will say that the world will not, I mean, you cannot.
Nobody is coming for you.
The world is not going to help you. The world is exactly set
against you.
Exactly. So
we're beginning to be constrained for time. And as we go, I'd like to ask you, you yourself, you're a counselor. Tell us about what you do, how you do it, the platforms that you do it with, probably your handle, because some people are watching and they would like to follow up, and say, oh, this person from whose mouth I've heard this, well, I need to, follow up. I need to get to her. I really need to speak to her, on a one-on-one basis. Tell us about what you do and how to reach you.
Okay, maybe I'll give you the number to reach out. Maybe afterwards.
You can hold it out.
But I am on Instagram and on TikTok and on Facebook. So _ Kende Idowu. At Mindcore, even on YouTube, _ Kende. I'm going to give you all the handles later on. So you can also reach me on my number, which I'm going to give. You can always call out your number. You can roll it out. I don't want. I haven't.
Okay. Reasons why. Okay.
So people can reach out, and then they can reach out on any of these platforms as well, on TikTok, on Instagram, and.
Beautiful. It has been quite enlightening speaking with Mrs. Kende Idowu, who is a counselor, a script writer, and the CEO of Cade's Productions. And it has. You see, when you have low self-esteem, I'm going to tell you here, you just got to find somebody that you can trust.
Yes, at the end of the day.
And challenge those limiting beliefs. You need to challenge that.
You need to challenge those limitations. Self-affirmation.
Oh, yes.
You know, whatever it is that you feel you possess inside you, affirm it to yourself every day. And who knows? Nobody could just bring you down. That's with our first guest today on Spring Delight. I hope you had a good time listening to her. So now we are going to be taking you through the world of my work, my pride. What is it that you do that puts food on the table? Trust me, that is definitely what you do, and it is your work, your pride. Let's go with our baby foods for today. And when we get back, our second guest is going to be well seated. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back. The program is Spring Delight on Western Spring Television 190 DTT. And there's been a beautiful time having to speak to Mrs. Kenny Idowu, who is a, what does she do?
She's a counselor.
She's a counselor, a script writer. She's a life coach and the likes of it, you know, and we've spoken about it. Like once you're dealing with all these things called the self-esteem, the mental disorders and everything associated with it, the best thing you can do for yourself is fight it first for yourself, because nobody's going to come through for you. Then look for a comfortable person and make sure you speak to somebody. And of course, self-affirmation, it's very, very important. And right now we have our second guest well seated. you know we're in a world where men are dabbling into the business of ladies, women are doing the things that the men do, and what a man can do, a woman can do better. And I want to believe what a woman can do, a man can do better, you know. And while we're having my work, my pride there, I heard him say at the background, like, yes, I am proud of what I do. And this is bringing us to our second guest for today. He is an alaga iduro okorin. Over to you, Angela.
Well, he's alaga generally. He does alaga duro.
Alaga joko, alaga egbe, I know. His
name is Anjoladun Adedeji. Yes, he calls himself Igbalode Alaga Okunrin. Yes.
Okay.
I've always loved that about him. That tag.
What was that tag again?
Igbalode Alaga Okunrin.
Igbalode Alaga Okunrin. Good to have you this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
First of all, you look Igbalode.
Thank you very much.
Because
and he also has a traditional look to it. So I mean, his look is really unique. It's speaking to a lot. The traditional, our traditional culture, our culture. It's bringing that out, and it's also looking really modern. So you can actually really
relate, like
that.
From
his work is exactly his pride.
You know, there is a proverb says that first impression lasts longer. In anything you are doing, maybe as an entertainer, what people see first is your look.
Your looks, your appearance.
Your appearance. That's the first thing.
Okay, before we get into the proper interview of Alaga, Iduro, and Ijoko that you do, we want to watch a video of you doing your thing, and when we come back, it's going to be over to you. Don't go nowhere.
welcome back, everyone. I mean, I was already grooving.
You know.
So that's, I know, it's so beautiful when you actually take pride in what you do.
Definitely.
And we said our guest is right here, Ajijolaoluwa-Ola. You know, I love that name, so we're still going to talk about it. But right now, the topic before us right now is about the Alaga-Iduro advantage. I mean, channeling the importance exactly of hiring a professional master of ceremonies for traditional weddings in Nigeria, and that's why I keep saying Ayoladun.
Why don't you just call him MC Alayo?
MC Alayo.
That's better. So MC Alayo, thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you do what you do?
Exactly.
I do what I do because I love what I do.
Since when did you start loving the job of an Alaga-Iduro?
Alaga, let me quickly expatiate it because it happens to be two things in me.
Okay.
Yes. I started with doing MC.
Okay. MC Alayo.
Yes. Over like 15 years now.
Okay.
I've been into moderating events, any kind of social event.
Okay.
I still do it now. Until 2017, when I went for my NYC service, I met with a woman. That woman happens to be a gauger. So now saw me on stage doing my things. I'm in an MC job. She now called me because the woman happens to be a popular fellow in that state. Now said, the way you are doing your MC, if you can try as much as possible to include Alaga, you will do it better. That's the only thing she told me. I was like, so I can do it? She said, yes. She now gave me an open check that anytime I'm going for events, I'll call you. That we can go together. That's where I gain the knowledge of doing Alaga.
How many of those events did you follow her to become like a professional?
Sincerely speaking, the first day I went with her,
you were good to go.
I handle microphone with her. We run the event together. She was like,
you were born to do this.
Yes.
Even since then, if she had maybe like 2 or 3 events, I will be the first person to call that, okay, you will do this thing for me. I know you can do it.
How many years was that? How many years has that been when this woman gave you this idea?
Now 2017 till
now.
Date. That would be like,
like some 7 years ago.
Yes.
Some 7, 8 years back.
7, 8 years back.
How do you get renewed every time? I mean, you can't be doing the same thing over and over again. Now, this woman gave you this idea in 2017. Yes. How have you managed to stay relevant?
That's where Igbalode comes in.
Please tell me.
In anything, as far as this country is concerned, you need to be learning every day. Everything needs to be changed. Not that the way they are doing it before. Okay, let's quickly look into this engagement
Let's go.
The historical of this our profession.
There is a history.
Yes.
Please tell me.
Some years back, nothing like Alaga Ijoko, Alaga Iduro. Yes, nothing like that. The only thing we have for traditional marriage is maybe intermediary between the both family. It can even be one of Yawoli.
You need to be telling us those names in Yoruba.
Yeah, okay.
What's that intermediary? What do they call them?
Alarino.
Okay.
Alarino. That will just be the one to match them together to, okay, this is also family. This is also family. Here, the groom family, the bride's family. We just do the talking. Are you getting it?
Yes.
That's how they did it then.
Back in the days.
Back then. Even one Yawole can just stood up and do the introduction, do the talk, and everything will end. But where the professionalism comes in is when we think of this thing needs more knowledge of culture and tradition. And when we take culture and tradition, we cannot do without adding entertainment to it.
Definitely.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Adding the entertainment to it, make it fun and make it unique. And that's the reason why we always, and that's the reason why people call me Igbalode, Alaga, because they see something unique, something different in everything that I do. You know, okay, let's come to think of it like this. We have songs we used to use for every stages of the program.
Yeah.
Because as a professional, you need to know how to sing, you need to know how to dance, you need to know how to plan program. You don't just undo events. There are programs you do. You don't know what to do before you get there. Until you look into the
until you get there.
Yes.
And
the audience, the kind of people on seat, then you know this is how to handle this event. I can see some people, they'll be doing things, when I get to this event, this is what I will do first, this is what I will know. When you get to stage, things change.
Okay.
Depending on people on seats, depending on the guest. Are you getting it, ma?
Okay.
And with that, everything needs to be changed from one event to another. You don't do, okay, the way you do your program last week would different from the way you handle this week program.
Well,
if only you know what you are doing as a professional engager.
Yeah, a professional.
Well, from our topic, it says unpacking the importance of hiring a professional master of ceremony and, engager for traditional weddings. What do you think is the importance of hiring? There are several people out there who say they're MCs, they're gaugers, and all of that. What's the importance of hiring a professional? I mean, you could just hire anyone.
If you could just hire me.
What makes the difference? Yes.
So what makes the difference?
Thank you. Firstly, I would say culture and tradition. And tradition. Culture. The importance of hiring a professional engager, a professional alaga. Let me use that because people will understand that better. You need to see the culture in that person, that culture. We have different tribes.
Yes.
As I'm here now, I was born and brought up in Osun State. I've been to Abeokuta. I've been to different states to work. And you need to understand their culture.
Every state and its culture.
Yes, and their song too.
A professional must understand that.
Yes. Like now, Abeokuta, let me use Abeokuta as a case study. You need to know everything, even if not everything, at least.
It's what you need for that ceremony.
Abeokuta would like to hear their song. They would like to hear you singing. Mẹ́rin lẹ́gbàá, ọ̀tọ̀ lẹ́gbàá ké jógbẹ́rú má jàyà lóló. Ẹrú ní sin ní ẹ̀kọ́ kìí sì níyan.
Oh, where's the new notes?
You know what? All those things you need to learn. You need to learn so that in anywhere you meet yourself, you meet the standard. You meet the standard. You blend with it. Ekiti also. Assuming you are hired as a professional gauger to come and work in Ekiti, you need to know more things about Ekiti.
Adedeji, you are from Osun.
Yes.
I'm going to get there. I want to ask you to do, what you just did for
the Abeokutas.
I want you to do the one for Osun.
Okay.
This is your turf.
Yes.
You've gone round Osun. We want you to do that. But as you do that, I also want you to tell us where you are from exactly. And that your name and your ladon. It has to do with drums, right?
Yes.
We want you to also tell us that. But let us hear Osun because I really want to, travel. I want to revel in that particular.
So that our Osogbo Oroki Asala. When I'm working here in Osun State, we used to sing a song. Osunle tente.
Osunle tente.
Osundosupa o.
Osunle tente.
And more and more and more like that. We have our songs we used to sing for every our state. Even tongue. As for me
Sounds,
now, yes,
okay.
I'm from Gbọ̀ngán.
Okay.
Yes.
Gbọ̀ngán Olúfi Àrọ̀kọ̀dìjà. Ọmọ Olúpéjọ bí ọmọ Agẹṣinṣàwò. Ọmọ Kúlódò Àwúgbé Kúlódò tó tì gbórí wá. Ará Àgbórí. Don't let me go far because of the time. I have songs. Iwo, we have songs.
Yeah.
Ede, all those tones like that.
They say Alaga Iduro, Alaga Ijoko.
Yes.
Please, can you expatiate and differentiate? Is there like a different meaning to the both of
Yes.
them? Okay, please, let's go. Who is an Alaga Iduro and the Ijoko?
Alaga Ijoko and Alaga Iduro, just a little different between both.
Okay.
But they work together.
Oh, they are two different persons.
Yes.
Okay.
They work together. Alaga Ijoko work for the bride family.
Okay.
While Alaga Iduro work for the groom family.
So why is it that the Ijoko works for bride's family and Iduro works for the groom's family?
Ijoko, being Ijoko means that she's the one hosting the Iduro. They will be the one to be asking Alaga Iduro questions. While the Alaga Iduro will be responding to the question asking from Alaga Ijoko. And in some cases, one person can handle both.
The both.
One person can handle the both. But it's professional to have the both together.
Now back to my question.
Okay.
You know that one of the things that brings, the light, or one of the things that adds so much color and beauty and even melody to an event is that talking drum.
Yes.
I want to relate that with your name and how well or how you feel that talking drum thing adds a lot of color and beauty to that day. Some people, like I think myself, for my introduction, there was nothing like that. And I actually felt the
void?
absence and the void of not having that.
Okay.
So tell us.
Do you drum though?
Yes, I know how to do.
Oh, okay.
Not too much, but I can still do it
Try
very well.
Normally.
Yes. In engagement, we cannot do it without drumming.
The talking drum.
Yes. Not only talking drum alone. We
Okay.
use
Others.
akuba, talking drum, and other instruments now. Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
If you are listening to my program very well, you will hear many instruments. I don't base on using talking drum or akuba alone. I use a lot of instruments. And that's why I said
Igbalode. I get you.
You get?
Yes.
When you want to do something different, you don't do things the way other people do it.
Definitely. You
For
have a
people to
niche.
see different in what you are doing.
Definitely.
And that little difference between you and others will make people fall in love with what you are doing.
Definitely. So can you take us through the process of the traditional wedding engagement, how it's done from the very beginning of how the couples are being called in, and the couples come in? Can you take us through the process and how the songs come in for every segment? So you're live now,
Like a
we are
demo.
calling on Igbalode. Please give it as your name again.
Alaga Ọkùnrin.
Igbalode Alaga Ọkùnrin MC Alayo. Yeah, over to you.
Okay. The first thing I do
Copy.
whenever I get to any program is to check the engagement list, the bride
We don't have
list.
the list. Okay, it's Ajibike and
The bride
Ajijola.
list. I'll firstly check the bride list to see all the things, if everything is complete. That's the first thing a professional alaga should do. Check, confirm if everything is complete.
Are you married?
Yes. Yes.
You said if the bride's list is complete.
Yes.
So if it's not complete, in the event that it isn't complete, what happens?
Nothing. We need to apply wisdom in a situation like that, call maybe the groom's parent and the bride's parent. Okay, sir, ma, this is what is here, this is what is not here. Are you getting it? It might even be agreement between
the two families.
The two families. Are you getting it? You won't be the one to tell them that, no.
Yeah, it could it could be for some reasons why they didn't have everything in full.
Yes. Some will say, don't worry, we took some to so place. Then you continue your program.
Yeah, okay. You first check.
All right.
Yes. After that, we're now moving to the program, which is the welcoming the groom's family, who brings in the groom's family. The bride's family on seat already. They are on seat.
Okay.
They are on seat already.
So what song do you play at that time when the groom's people, remember?
Ẹbí ọkọ ló ń bọ̀ yìí o, ló ń bọ̀ yìí o, tèwe tàgbà ẹ kúrò lọ́nà, ẹ kúrò lọ́nà. Ẹbí ọkọ ló fẹ́ wọlé o, ó fẹ́ wọlé o, wọ́n fẹ́ jíjó ijó aláyọ̀, ijó aláyọ̀. Ẹbí ọkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ò lè jó o,
ṣàrọ̀rà máa rìn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ò lè jó o,
ṣàrọ̀rà máa rìn.
Wọ́n ní ẹ kúrò lọ́nà o, ọ̀pá ẹbí ọkọ ń bọ̀ o. Ẹbí ọkọ ń bọ̀ lókèrè o. Ẹ kúrò lọ́nà o, ẹbí ọkọ ń bọ̀ o. Ẹbí ọkọ ń bọ̀.
Then they come in.
We can sing any song for them.
No, you have sung
as
it
for
already.
me, any song, Christian song, depending on their religion. I do Muslim program, I do Christian program, even traditional. Yes. I do it.
Okay.
So you have to be that versatile.
Yes.
So they are in now?
They are in. After taking them in, we need to ask for permission from the bride's family.
To let them in.
We have a visitor. We have a guest waiting for you for our permission at the door. I think we are the one expecting them. If yes or no, please let us know. And they will say, yes, we are expecting a visitor today. We now bring them in. Gbogbo ẹbí ti sáyìn sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, ẹ máa wọlé bọ̀ o. Gbogbo ẹbí ti sáyìn sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, ẹ máa wọlé bọ̀ o. Àjọ máa lò gbà yí pẹ́ o.
Ló gbà yí gbà.
Àjọ máa lò gbà yí pẹ́ o.
And you say it, you don't have to
Àjọ máa lò gbà yí pẹ́ o.
Ló gbà yí gbà.
After bringing them in now, they will now greet the bride parents,
family,
the family
that are seated.
Yes.
Is there a certain way you're supposed to greet?
Yes. Like now, Tabade ilé tá dé rí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Inú ilé tá wọ̀ rí. When we enter such place, what do? We ask the groom's family like that. They will be like, we need to greet. Then you tell them, ẹ wó lẹ fagbá o, àgbà ló ń gbà ni. Ẹ wó lẹ fagbá o, àgbà ló ń gbà ni. Lọ́jọ́ jíjẹ,
àgbà ló ń gbà ni.
Lọ́jọ́ mímu,
àgbà ló ń gbà ni.
Ẹ wó lẹ fagbá o,
àgbà ló ń gbà ni.
All the groom's family, they will now prostrate. The ladies, the woman will be on their lane, while the men, they will prostrate. You know, Yoruba really say orolano. A kì í ké àná níbẹ̀rẹ̀, a kì í ké àná ní ìnàró. Wọ́n ní ẹni tó bá rí àná fín kò ń ṣe nǹkan tó dáa. They need to prostrate to greet their in-laws. Are you getting it?
Yes.
After the greetings, all the things, they tell us the purpose of coming. The alaga, that's where I said this is two alaga.
Okay.
Alaga ijoko. Alaga Iduro. Alaga Ijoko now will be asking the Alaga Iduro, because Alaga Iduro is the spokesperson for the
groom's family.
Groom's family.
Grooms, yeah.
Why Alaga Ijoko is the spokesperson for the bride's family. We now ask Alaga, Kilo Beyin Debi, what brought you here today?
Well, let's assume there's no time.
Yes.
How do you rush that process? Begin to rush that process now.
And that's why it's good at times only one person can undo it to make everything to be snappy. So that there won't be more time to be exchanging.
To be doing the drama.
Yes, all the dramas.
The drama.
Yes.
It feels like a film.
It has really been an interesting time. I really enjoyed all of that.
Oh my goodness. Ẹ kúrò lọ́nà, àgbà ló ń gbà ní. Ẹ kúrò lọ́nà.
Not ẹ kúrò lọ́nà, ẹ wólẹ̀ fàgbà.
Oh no, it's not my job. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Mine is to be here and do the talking.
And a lot of things like
Ceremonies
that.
like
yes.
that.
After that, we brings in the grooms.
The wife.
The groom himself and the friends. After the groom, there are a lot of things.
I understand.
Yes.
Yes.
But you see, because of the warmth of our time, let me ask you this direct question. With what you do, is this enough for you?
Actually, I can say it that if God place you in the right angle, a right angle on this profession, sincerely speaking, is 100%. Yes, 100%.
You have heard
100%.
the viewer.
The only thing I want to add to it, the purpose of hiring a professional, traditional moderator, experience. Experience, because a lot of things happened in the profession. You need to hire an experienced moderator to handle your event, to handle your program.
Alayo, I want to hire you now. How do I reach you? Through which handle?
I have Instagram handle, Facebook, and my number is always available on my social.
Can you please spell it out for us?
All of those.
On Facebook, MC Alayo. On my page on Facebook, MC Alayo Alaga Okunrin. On Instagram, MC Alayo _Alaga Okunrin.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Alayo. It has really been an enlightening period. I mean, and you, that voice, man. You are really made for the job.
I want to sing that song again, but what is coming to my head is a kúrò lọ́nà. I don't get it.
Use that.
Yeah, and this is what we keep saying. Like, you can't do what nobody has done before. But the best thing that you can do for yourself is carve a niche for yourself and come out different. It has been a beautiful time speaking to you, MC Alayo. And I want to say well done and God bless all your endeavors. Welcome. And I hope when we call you again, you're still going to be right here to answer.
Always available for you.
Okay. It has been a delightful moment being here today, and I hope you had a delightful moment watching Spring Delight. So did you have a good time?
I enjoyed my time here today from the first session
to this. And that is it about that. That is it about Spring Delight. We bring out the fun in your weekends, in your Saturday mornings. And I hope you can join us another time, same time next week for another beautiful edition of Spring Delight. And of course, it is still Western Spring Television 190 DTT. My name is Ajibike Anjorin Ojo. See ya for next week.
And on this note, I'm wishing you again a happy new month. Alayo, happy new month. All right, happy new month to you, everyone. And I hope that you enjoy your weekend. Make sure to enjoy your weekend. And do not forget, low self-esteem is not something that should stay with you. And you have to really stand up for yourself. My name is Temitope. Ajijolaoluwa-Ola. Have a beautiful Saturday. Bye-bye.